Good morning, guys. I have a quick update here for the 2026 Volkswagen Tiguan SEL R-Line Turbo. I originally had a video for you guys that was going to be posted yesterday, and then late yesterday, I got a text message from one of my sales reps saying, Mike, we have exactly what you're looking for. It has arrived at the dealership. Now, a bit of a backstory here. If you are new to the R-Line Turbo or you're looking at buying one, the early production run for these vehicles are arriving without paddle shifters. Now, why is this a big deal? Because everyone's like, Mike, you're making way too big of a deal for this. It's not a sports tune crossover. It doesn't have the 7-speed dual clutch out of the GTI. You don't need the paddle shifters. But if I'm spending $45,000 or you're spending $45,000, you want all the features included. Because if you go to a dealership right now, they're going to print out about 5 pages here. They're going to show what the R-Line Turbo offers compared to other trims. And in that list of features is paddle shifters. Then you take a look at the sticker price and you take a look at what the sticker has on the vehicle you're looking at buying. And there's a $100 credit for no paddle shifters. Now, that was a turnoff. That was like, wait a minute, something's not right here with the R-Line Turbo. So I reached out to Volkswagen USA. I contacted some sales reps that are on YouTube that sell Volkswagens that have a better understanding of what's going on in the pipeline for their locations. And then I also stopped by 4 different dealerships in Massachusetts to piece everything together here, because it seemed as though almost within a couple of days that there were R-Line Turbos with paddle shifters in the pipeline, but they were arriving in December or January. So I stopped into one of my dealerships that have been very straightforward. In fact, I'm highly impressed with this one sales rep because he was answering all my questions and he was willing to go the extra mile to get these answers. So we checked out what was in the pipeline for that dealership. And in fact, there are R-Line Turbos with paddles. So a couple of hours after I walked out of the dealership, understanding what the timetable was, he texts me and says, we got one in with paddle shifters. And it's sandstone on amber. Beautiful, beautiful spec. So I told him I'll be in tomorrow, first thing, and we'll see where we go from there. I arrived at the dealership this morning, and believe it or not, it's sold. Someone actually bought it. Now, I don't think the paddle shifters were the make or break deal, like for myself, but these vehicles are actually really hot here. From what I understand, the customers love the fact that these models do have better performance. So that right there alone, people are not going to be waiting. They're going to go out and buying them immediately. So to quickly wrap this all up, we do have confirmation that paddle shifters are going to be offered on the R-Line Turbo. Now, when I think about what Volkswagen USA told me, where they were not going to offer it for the year, I now understand what they're saying. They meant it in a literal sense, where for the calendar year, you're not going to get an R-Line Turbo with paddle shifters, but for 2026 you will, even though this is all under the 2026 model year. So what we can now say for certain is that the R-Line Turbos will slowly be trickling in to dealerships over the next 2 to 3 months. And that if you want one with paddle shifters, they will be arriving, they will be available. It just comes down to location, timing, and then also, are you willing to wait? Because it's a fantastic crossover even without paddle shifters for myself. And I'll get into the reasons as to why I want the paddle shifters once I buy one, or if I do buy one and I follow through on this, because this is one really good crossover that I think is worth the price at $45,000. I think it's a better value than the Audi Q5. I also think it's one of the best crossovers money can buy right now, under 50 grand. But that's all a side point here. So if you have been keeping up with all of this, with the information, the news that's coming out on the R-Line Turbo, I can confirm that you are going to be able to buy one with paddle shifters. It's just that these early production model runs are not going to have them, probably due to a supply issue, maybe even the chip shortages that Volkswagen is dealing with. But thankfully, I now have some answers. We all have some answers, and that was the update for today. So if you're looking at buying one, hold out a bit. But if there is a dealership that gets one in, hop on that immediately, because someone is most certainly going to buy it. So guys, I hope you found this update relevant here. I didn't go to the dealerships and film anything or get all this on video. I wasn't doing this for content. I was really doing this for myself to see if there really were R-Line Turbos out there, even closer to November or December, where I was going to get one with paddle shifters. But it seems as though we'll be waiting until early next year at the latest. But if you are looking at buying one, hold off. I'd say stay in contact with a dealership, build a good relationship, because you'll get first dibs like I was about to until someone came in and bought one. So if you want to buy one, put a deposit down, and hey, we at least have confirmation here. That's all I was asking for. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, share, and subscribe for more, and I will see you guys next time.